Saturday, April 30th, the #1 and #2 female boxers in the world will step into the ring at Madison Square Garden in what has been called one of the biggest fights of all time. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano will make sports history in the first boxing match headlined by women in the 140-year history of Madison Square Garden. Today, the boxers will face off right here at the world's most famous building. On April 30th, our world-famous tower lights will shine in split colors to represent Irish and Puerto Rican flags in honor of the historic Taylor versus Serrano match. And now, it is with great pleasure that I introduce our guests of honor, Katie Taylor, undisputed world lightweight champion, and Amanda Serrano, 7th Division world champion, who will light the Empire State Building today. I'd also like to introduce our special guest, Sarah Hughes, Olympic gold medalist in figure skating and Women's Sports Foundation representative, Jake Paul, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, Joel Fisher, Executive Vice President, Marquee Events and Operations with Madison Square Garden Entertainment, Olga Harvey, Chief Strategy and Impact Officer of the Women's Sports Foundation, and Eddie Hearn, Chairman of Matchroom Sports. Before we light the Empire State Building, I'd like to invite a few of our guests to say a few words. Joel?
Thank you very much. And I love how you say the world's most famous building, because we're the world's most famous arena. So on behalf of Madison Square Garden Entertainment, we are truly honored to be here today at the Empire State Building to celebrate Saturday's historic fight between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Since 1882, all the boxing greats have fought at Madison Square Garden. There's been nothing like it. However, 140 years later, it's the first time ever that the two best pound-for-pound female fighters in the world are headlining a match at the Garden. And I would go even further to say than the two best female pound-for-pound fighters, probably the two best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. So in celebration of this incredible event and MSG's dedication to continuing to support women's sports, I'm honored on behalf of the Garden, on behalf of MVP and Matchroom and Eddie and Jake, to make a contribution of $7,500 to Olga Harvey from the Women's Sports Foundation. I'm also thrilled, we've got these tickets here that I want to give to Olga to make sure that women and girls in the New York area get to see and come to this historic fight at the Garden. You really don't want to miss this fight. This is history in the making. You want to be there. We're on our way to a sellout. There's a few tickets left, and I suggest that you get them quickly, because we will be sold out, and this will be one of the most historic events that will ever taken place at Madison Square Garden. Thanks for coming today.
Can you step out, guys?
Oh, okay. What's that? Oh, yeah.
Just really briefly, thank you, Joel, and everyone here. We are just absolutely thrilled when history is being made, and can't wait for Saturday and for Katie and Amanda to, square off. But really, we're grateful for the role models that they are for all the young girls that are coming after them. And Women's Sports Foundation was started by a legend whose shoulders the two of them are standing on, Billie Jean King. We were founded in 1974, and since then, we've come a long way. Billie Jean King had just $5,000 in a dream. It was her prize money check to start the foundation, and the millions of dollars that elite athletes get today is the testament for how far we've come in our fight for gender equity, and it continues, and we wish similar opportunities for every little girl that's going to watch Katie and Amanda this weekend. So thank you very much to Madison Square Garden Entertainment, to Matchroom Sports, and to MVP for the tickets, for the donation, but most importantly for shining the light on these amazing women. And if you can see it, you can be it. Thank you all.
So now I'd like to bring up Eddie Hearn, president of Matchroom. I can't tell you how great Eddie and Jake have been as partners, as promoting this fight. There's nobody better. So let me bring up Eddie to say a few words.
Thank you, Joe. This is quite incredible. I mean, to have this historic building lit up with the colours of the Irish flag and the Puerto Rican flag just shows you how big and iconic this fight is. I've been involved in some massive fights, unified World Heavyweight Championships, broke the attendance record in Texas with Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders. This feels like, honestly, the biggest fight I've ever been involved with, because this is history in the making. This is an iconic moment that will change the face of the sport forever. And I think this fight will inspire a whole new generation of female fighters and athletes. But beyond that, in order to sustain women's sport, in order to sustain women's boxing, it needs to stand alone on its own merits. And I think the greatest thing about this fight is, we all know it's the biggest female fight of all time, but it stands as one of the biggest fights in boxing today. The undisputed lightweight world champion against a 7-division world champion. We're at the point now where we almost need to forget, whilst we still champion it, that these two great athletes are females. Because this becomes bigger than women's boxing. This becomes bigger in a way than boxing. This shows you that anything is possible. And these two should be very proud. I know everyone involved with these two great athletes will be very proud when we see them walk out in front of the sold-out Madison Square Garden on Saturday night, live and exclusive on DAZN. And like I said, we're on Tuesday. Feels like we're ready to go now. This week is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Thank you to Jake Paul. It shows you that actually promotion can be easy when everybody's working in the same direction, to benefit the fighters and to make the event as big as possible. Thank you, of course, to the incredible team at Madison Square Garden. We are lucky people, aren't we? This Saturday at the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. So thank you to everyone. Spread the word. As Joel said, we're going to be completely sold out on Saturday. We're going to push this event so hard that the whole world will stop to watch a history-making moment for professional sport on Saturday night. Thank you very much.
So before we light the Empire State Building, I'd like to invite Katie and Amanda to come up for a gift to remind you of the day that you lit the Empire State Building. All right, I'll hang on to this while you look this way. All right, so step over here. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And look up here. All right, 1, 2, 3.
You guys over by the model one? Right there. Thanks so much.
And together this way, please. And together this way, please. This way, please.
Can I get you straight ahead, both of the ladies? Thank you.
And one more this way, please.
Max, I gotta get a shot.
Ladies, one more this way, please. This way.
Could you center up with the building again? We would like to ask you if you could center up a little bit with the building. There you go.
And together this way.
Now straight ahead if you could. Thank you.
Ladies in the corner, right? All right. You guys will step in there. You guys together this way, please. Everybody right here. And this way, please.
Katie and Amanda right here, straight ahead.
One more coming in, guys.
Right here, please.
Right here, please. Straight ahead. Right ahead. All right, final shot, please. Then we'll head upstairs. And one more this way, please. Yes. That's it, guys. Thank you. All right. You guys come this way. It's done.